Good hello friends, my name is Melanie and welcome back to my channel. I have a slightly new filming setup in the sense that I'm in my room. It is 6:30 in the afternoon and evening? Is it evening? I think it's evening. I have a lamp as my lighting. It's all very new to me and I'm really hoping it like works out and it doesn't look weird. I mean, I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder and it doesn't look too bad, but like, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if this is acceptable because it really was the only time that I had to film today and I really wanted to get this video filmed today. So what are we talking about? We are going to be reading 1-star reviews of my favorite books. I know this has been done like 1,000,001 times. I know so many people have done it already, but I haven't, so I wanted to do it. When it came to the books that I wanted to do, it was both easy and difficult because I didn't want to just use the ones that were in my favorites of all time list because that's not necessarily updated. I know I need to update that on Goodreads. However, I have read a bunch of incredible books this past year, but also I have a bunch of favorites that I talk about all the time, so we're going to be going through some of those. I'm nervous. I have a feeling that I'm going to both agree and disagree with some of these opinions, so I guess let's just go ahead and get started with book number 1. If you know me at all, you know that the Caraval series is one of my all-time favorites. Both love the world, I love the characters, and I love how complex it gets as we go through the trilogy. And honestly, it's one of those books that I can just sit down and read and like it's nothing. I was so lucky when I got Finale as an arc, and then when I got the finished copy, I was so pumped and so excited, and oh my gosh, like there's so much magic and warmth that goes into this book, but also keeps you on your toes, and I love that you can't figure things out even though you think you can. That's one of my favorite aspects of this. So now, oh gosh, okay. So I don't know how to organize it by reviews, so I just pulled it up on my phone and we're gonna go to the 1-star ratings. And oh no, okay, let's see. This person said, oh, this is funny, okay. Oh no, okay, so this says, record scratch, freeze frame. Yep, that's me, Scarlet Dragna, main character of the YA hit Caraval. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. If every single that happened in this book was anything to go by, it was through a combination of pointless lying, constant embarrassment, obsession with some guy, a big act of caring about a younger sister despite very little indication of that being true, relenting drama about a dumb wedding, repetitive interactions, weird descriptions, gender-based generalizations, and insanely personal info dumps and emotional happenings from the past. You're not wrong. I definitely didn't like Scarlet. I definitely am more of a Tella fan. They also said that the setting wasn't great, and okay, so there's a lot of comparison to the Night Circus, which I totally get. I haven't read the Night Circus yet, but everybody I know that has read the Night Circus and has recommended Caraval, it makes sense, you know? And I think that's kind of why I'm scared to read the Night Circus, because I don't want my love for Caraval to go away and end up comparing the two. There's that. This is a long review. Oh, and now we're introduced to a world's worth of characters here, and the book achieves quite a feat. They all manage to either be flat, boring, or both. I can't agree because I think for the first book, like, it was enough surface level getting to know you while still caring about you. So I can both see where this person is coming from. However, it still breaks my heart because I ended up really loving the characters, and I feel like this is both it's probably more of a plot driven book, but like even then, like the plot's not, you know what, I just really love this book. So they say, I also feel like 80% of this is just us listening to boring old Scarlet being like, oh my god, I think Julian is lying to me, whatever shall I do, I don't trust him, I just want to kiss his face off. And yeah, okay, but like, I love this series. This is terrible, why did I do this? And granted, okay, everybody did say that like, this is also my opinion, I know it's super hyped, whatever. This person said that Caraval was not quite enjoyable since the start. The writing was not whimsical and beautiful, and it was like any other YA fantasy. Okay. So many people, including Emma Book, said that this book fell short for them. There wasn't very much explanation to the magic world, and I can agree. Okay, like I said from the start of this video, I had a feeling that I was gonna sit there and just be like, you're not wrong. But at the same time, because I have such a deep attachment to this book and to this world, it's kind of difficult for me to sit there and be like, I don't want to defend it because they're not wrong. I just have a really good love. Like, I have a really strong love for it, so I can't say anything. So we're gonna move on to the next book. The next book that I have to talk about is Scythe, which is part of the Arc of a Scythe series by Neal Shusterman. You guys know I love not only this book, but the entire series. I did an entire series review on this on my channel already. I love this series mostly for its characters and for the world. It's written in such a way where we get these dystopian themes and you understand the motivations of every character. I think that with all of the Scythes and their apprentices, this first book is really probably the solid gold of this trilogy, in the sense that we get diaries, we get journal entries, we get this competition, we get this complex world. Like, there's so many layers that just add up to this beautiful cake that is Scythe. So I adore this book, I adore this series. If you would like to watch my entire series review, it is right up here or on this side. I don't ever know. This is my left side, so I'm gonna assume it's right here, but I could be completely wrong. I love this. It's an all-time favorite. So now we're gonna go pull up some 1-star reviews. And I feel like this one is going to hurt me far worse. This person says, okay, so they DNF this at 45% because of its overwhelmingly melancholy, this evoked, and for their sanity. So I guess that, like, just the conversation of deaths and gleanings and scythes was not appealing to them. Completely understandable. Just it wasn't for you. That's okay. This person said that this was awfully bland and unsophisticated, like one might expect from a children/middle grade book, especially like such a violent one that sounds so cool. Ooh, okay. Says there's tons of contradictions. Characters are either good or evil. Forced first I hated you, now I love you between the main characters. Wrong. No. They didn't like each other, yes, but they have an appreciation for each other towards the end. That doesn't mean they love each other. Not only that, that makes them sound like a romantic interest, and they never were. Okay, so sorry, slight spoiler for book 1. But like, that's one reason that I actually really love the book, is that Neal Shusterman didn't shove a romance in our faces. There was definitely a level of appreciation, as Scythes have unlimited life. You know, they got each other for life. But like, this is one of those instances where I'll be like, no. Faux wisdom, exploring what is even supposed to be the moral ambiguity that is Scythedom. There's no grayness presented where there could have been. It's completely black and white. This is interesting. I think what could have come from book 1, like in terms of the good and evil, is really explored in the later books. Considering the fact that it is a trilogy and not a standalone, I can agree, but that gets answered later. So I feel like that comment is a little bit irrelevant for later in the series. I get wanting to get that from book 1, but like, moving on. Ooh, this person, what? The writing wasn't good, the plot was a joke, there were twists that were telegraphed like the bat signal, and the ending was so predictable that I was just waiting for the end to finally roll around because I pegged what was going to happen long before I got there. Okay. This is a long review. I'm not gonna read that. I'm upset. Whatever. This is a terrible... We're moving on to the next book, which is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, another book that I read this year and absolutely adored. This is a standalone, but I can definitely see where the 1-star reviews are gonna come. I can see it. I can see it happening. I can understand why it's going to happen. I'm nervous because I love Station 11 for its characters. I love how everything ended up looping back together, and it keeps you on your toes because you're reading scene by scene by scene, and it all flows together in the end, and I think that is one of the most artfully done things ever. However, I can see how it can be confusing because even I think I need to read it again, knowing what I know, to fully understand the story. The first review said that this was boring beyond belief, with a cast of unlikable characters and a plot that was all over the place. I wasn't impressed with the author's writing either, as most people seem to be. The only thing that kept me going was the hope that I would be rewarded with an ending that tied all the weirdness together. That's not what happened though. I just said everything flows together at the end. I disagree. Respectfully, you're wrong. This person said, I'm really struggling to understand what people like about this book. This book is terrible. The characters are so poorly drawn. Arthur, a vapid movie, vapid? That's a word. Vapid movie star who, based on his actions and numerous ex-wives, is shallow, benign sociopath who seems to drift from women to women without conscience. Okay, but that gets explained. Miranda lives with some dude for a few years, wakes up one day, decides to move with the movie star she met the night before, and then becomes a propos of no sort of instruction or schooling based on a temp job and a shipping. Okay, here's the thing. Knowing these minimal details about these people's lives, I think was honestly kind of a strength, because then you're like, you have these questions, you're wondering, but you're not faced with this idea of like, okay, but they're still flat characters. These are the things in that exact moment in time that are influencing them to get to this point. Plus, okay, the dystopian themes, oh my god, I did a full review on this. Please go watch that. I loved this book. And these reviews, it's literally just like, oh, it's post-apocalyptic fiction that's blah blah blah. And a lot of people don't like Emily St. John Mandel's writing style, which is totally understandable. It's not for everyone. But I think in this book, keyword in this book, it's very good. I did not like The Glass Hotel at all. Moving on. Oh, this next one. This next one's gonna hurt me because I've already read a few one-star reviews of this. Oh no. The next book is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I love this because it is the trashy rom-com that I need in my life. I needed that hate to love. I needed that angst. I needed bad Hallmark scenes in between. And like by bad Hallmark scenes, it's like I can objectively say like I know this probably won't happen, but I still love the fact that it happened. I loved seeing Lucy get angry, and like Josh is such a perfect little prick, and like I love this book, okay? I love this book primarily for its characters. I haven't reread it since I read it, which is disappointing, which I need to do. However, we're gonna go ahead and read some one-star reviews now. I'm about to swear a whole lot, says this person. We don't know enough about the workplace. Oh my god, this person is so angry. They're so angry about the fact that there's no workplace relationship, or there's no actual workplace like understanding of like what she does. It's not like The Devil Wears Prada where like we know what they're doing and just kind of throws you into it. Oh, okay, so this person's like, oh, Josh is trying to gain reader sympathy by mentioning how upset he gets, blah blah blah, and that nobody feels sorry for him. Why is everyone so fucking stunning all the time? He's always gorgeous. Lucy's so tiny and perfect, and so much sex and making out in this book. I don't know, it's an adult book. Like, it's supposed to be kind of fun, kind of steamy, kind of sexy. Like, I'm telling you, it's like, it's a Hallmark movie, but like kind of steamier. I love it. Okay, so they don't like cliches. They don't love hate to love. This is a trope that can be done well if there's a fresh spin. The character was likable. Josh was, gasp, secretly in love with her all along, but instead of doing something radical like being nice, he embarks on the third grader ideas of wooing women. Okay, I think it was fun. The scatterbrained, nice, perky heroine telling me their bodies fit together, their romance is the whole story. It's supposed to be a romance. This person DNF'd it. I don't know how to feel about that one, because this is just people who like don't like the adult romance genre in the way that it was done for The Hating Game, and they didn't like Lucy and Josh's completely unrealistic characters, but that's the point of this kind of book. So moving on. Alright, if you've been following my channel this year, you know that The Martian by Andy Weir was one of my favorite books that I got to read for my sci-fi class. It's one of my favorite book to movie adaptations. Matt Damon is the perfect person to play Watney. I love this book for so many reasons. Like I said, I can link it to the video that I filmed all about those sci-fi books that I read for that class. However, okay, now I feel like I'm playing a game with myself trying to predict what the one-star reviews are going to be. But I think that like, this one's a tough one. I feel like the choices of the Apollo team might be where the one-star review comes into, like the very get-go, the start of the book. Maybe the repetitiveness of Mark's days, but like he literally is stuck on Mars. It's a sci-fi, like you can't really, okay, let's see. There aren't too many, the ratios are pretty small. This person said, thank God that's over. Everyone's been talking about The Martian, and I mean literally everyone. Love the concept, Mark Watney gets left in space by accident, blah blah blah. When it comes to sci-fi, I just need it to be enough detail to get me by. There's a fine line that needs to be walked between vague and in-depth. Andy Greer was so much in depth that I think he might be in the wrong career. Andy, if you're reading this, why don't you go apply for NASA? Clearly your brains are far superior than my own. You know what? He was very detailed. He was. I could see how it would be slower because of that, and I think I kind of felt that too because I'd already watched the movie, but besides the point. This person said, how can I say this to you? This is one of the most boring books I've ever had the displeasure of reading. They said, here's the book. Log entry. I'm fucked. Oh wait, I have an idea. Science, science, science. Then if I science, 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 great. Insert lame joke here. That's the best part about Mark's character. He's a freaking astronaut growing potatoes on Mars. Like, he's a farmer on Mars. Like, obviously he's gonna be smart and he's gonna be witty and he's gonna be a dumbass. Like, he's my favorite potato growing dumbass. I have said this. I've tweeted this, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god. That's, I guess if you don't like the characters, that's what's gonna happen to you. But like, come on. Come on. I don't know. I love Mark's character. Andy Weir did such a good job with the research for this book. Like, I don't know how you can discount that, but that's my thought on that. So that is it for today's video. I didn't know what to expect going into this, but now that I've done it once, I think I kind of want to do it again because I have a handful of books that I know that I can talk about and that I know so many people have other opinions of. So let me know what you guys think of these 5 books that I mentioned today. Are you a fan of them? Would you agree with some of these 1-star reviews? And did you agree with me and my reasonings for why some of them were blatantly wrong? Because I'm sorry, I will protect Mark Watney till the day I die. Thank you so much. So like I said, that is it for today's video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until then, I'll catch you soon.